So I just watched the newest Attack on Titan episode. The one they delayed by a few hours, and honestly, I don't think anybody's upset about that anymore. I think we just watched, single-handedly, the greatest Attack on Titan episode ever. And I have a lot to say about it. This video is not scripted, I'm just gonna talk. If you want to tab out, you're more than welcome to. It's time to just have some post-game reactions, I guess you could say. And this is going to be something that I think I will plan on doing every Attack on Titan episode. You will have this most likely by Monday. I would say actually every time by Monday you'll have a video like this out. I think I can look forward to doing these now that Attack on Titan is really up there, man. And I really should have started this like 3 weeks ago, but we're here now. So, welcome back to Anime Analysis. Thank you for being here today. We had one fight that it was at the beginning that I was under the impression that the entire episode would be full of. Levi against the Beast Titan. And we got Levi against the Beast Titan, where Levi literally cut him into a million pieces like it was nothing out of nowhere, then takes his body out, and the Beast Titan just barely lives, just barely, but he is the only one left alive at the end of this. Well, we don't know if the other Rhino and Bertolt are actually not dead, but we'll go to that later. The fact that the Beast Titan still survived, though, is huge, because he is truly the strongest person that their group has. Nobody is equivalent. Not even Bertolt is equivalent to the Beast Titan. But Levi literally cut him into a million pieces, and that fight was so quick that it was a little bit where I was like, oh, okay, we have a lot more stuff to go with. We have a lot more stuff to do. And so, status is up in the air for Commander Erwin. We still don't know. We didn't see a dead body, and to me, you don't see a dead body, you don't know. I am not okay with him being a Titan shifter. I can't stand I like the idea of Titan shifters, but I think Titan shifters on humanity's side should stick to Eren. I don't think you should have more than one Titan shifter. I think they might introduce one at some point, but I don't like the idea of having more than one of them. So I'm glad Levi didn't inject Erwin with the thing. He might actually still do so, but I hope that he doesn't, because I don't think we need more than one. And Erwin being the commander means that he shouldn't be on the front lines, you know. So it doesn't fit to me, and I don't think they need another Titan shifter either. I don't think it's necessary. It doesn't work. I don't see the point, really. It's what it is at the end of the day. I totally did not just yawn. But, you know, one of the things that was so great about that scene, and all of the scenes, was everyone's sacrifice, but then they showed at the end that just one guy was left standing, and it throws into your head just how depressing it is to be in battle, and to be able to fight with honor like that, and to be asked to march to your death, and then you don't die when you've already given up your entire life. I mean, that is absolutely insane. And I think they might give some more focus to our one survivor, strictly based off the fact that he is the one survivor. Now, once that fight was done and the Beast Titan was taken away by other Titans, and Levi unfortunately failed, then we were brought to the second piece, which is Reina and Bertolt against everybody else involved. Those key people being Sasha, Connie, Jean, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. And also Hanji stepped in there at the end. So Eren and Armin were on the Colossal Titan. Everybody else was on the Armored Titan. And so this is when I was like, okay, are they seriously going to take down all three Titans in one episode? Like, is this actually going to happen? And this is going to shock me if they do. That's what my mindset is, right? And so they just keep going. And They have this genius plan with the Thunder Spears and Reina. Hanji comes in last second, helps that happen. Boom, Reina's dead. Okay. Meanwhile, Armin says this plan for Eren. And my immediate thought is about this is that Armin has always proved himself to be a genius. And so my thoughts were, okay, this is going to work. And the second Eren fell off the wall and it looked like he had a concussion, I immediately put it together. No, this is Armin's plan. Armin is a genius. He wants Bertolt to think otherwise. And so then, of course, we know Armin had to sacrifice himself. And it was one of those things where Armin was a character that was helpful. He was useful. He developed over time. He wasn't a bad character. He was a good character. But I never liked him. I will tell you this straight up, okay? So I've watched all of Season 3 subtitled because the English dub is behind. Simple as that. I actually prefer subtitled, but some shows, when I first started watching anime, I started, so I watched them in English dub. Just how it is. So Attack on Titan, I watched the first two seasons in English dub. Absolutely hated Armin, because Armin had probably, and still does have probably, the worst voice actor in the history of voice acting. I'm not afraid to say things like that, and by the way, this is no hate towards that person's work. It's really just I don't like it. Simple as that. My opinion doesn't matter. So, like, if you like that person's voice, go for it. It really, like, that's just what I have to say. Okay? And so, Armin, as soon as I started listening to his subtitle voice, he sounded a lot better acting, and so on. Big fan of that voice actor's work. But Armin as a character really didn't turn for me still. And so he's dead. I mean, I'm really glad that they did go out of their way to show his burnt up body just so you knew for sure, yeah, he was dead. I thought that was an important thing to include. And there's absolutely no way he's alive. If they bring him back to life, I'm actually going to be so upset. Now, here's what's crazy about this. Is that all of this stuff is going to lead to that post-credit scene that we had at the end of Season 3, Part 1. I'm sure you guys know the one I'm talking about. It's the one where Eren and Mikasa are around Levi. Eren had just turned Titan. You can see it because he's got the marks under his eyes. And Levi is covered, his face is covered in blood, which we did see in this episode, that Levi's face was covered in blood from killing the Beast Titan. Right? And so all of that is set up now, and I think it's really just Eren and Mikasa have to go over to Levi. And I have a feeling that once they see all the people who sacrificed their life, I think what happens in this scene is I think they blame Levi for Armin's death. Because even though Levi was acting on Erwin's orders, maybe they had another way that could have worked for this, and they didn't even capture the Beast Titan. I think they're just mad. Because to me, it's a loss for them. Even though they got Reina and Bertolt, it's a loss because Armin's dead and you didn't get the Beast Titan, who's by far the most dangerous. And so because of that, that's what throws you into Eren and Mikasa are just angry at Levi. They don't hate him, and they're not going to try and kill him or anything. They're just angry at him. And I think they're blaming a lot of it on him because he didn't get the Beast Titan. I think that's what that post-credit scene really means. I think now that we've got that full setup, it makes complete sense. But looking forward, there's going to be some stuff going on. So Reina and Bertolt are going to stick around. They're going to be in prison, no question about it. I don't know how you're going to go about creating a prison for Titan shifters, because they can literally break out of anything. I don't really understand how they're going to do that, but the fact that they weren't killed clearly means that... by the way, when I do this, it's because it stops me from yawning. It's one of those like mindset things where it's like I do this and then all of a sudden I stop yawning. It's really weird, but it works. It seems that they're going to throw them in prison. I don't know how they're going to hold them. Maybe there's something about Eren's Titan hardening that he can like surround the cell with, or they can also create some sort of hardening thing like Annie's and just like freeze them, but you can't talk to them when they're frozen. And I think the reason why they're imprisonating them is because they're full of intel, of course. A person we haven't seen yet this season is another Titan shifter, Ymir. Ymir's the weakest of all the Titan shifters because she transforms into just a regular, like 5-meter Titan, like really, really small. Eren could smack her with one punch and she'd die immediately. I mean, that kind of Titan. It makes sense that we haven't seen her yet because she really doesn't make a difference to any fight. She's just there. So I'm completely fine with that. But she's out there. The Beast Titan is out there. We have those two. We don't know about anybody else. We don't know about anybody that are humans that aren't Titans that are on their side. We know the Beast Titan. We know Ymir. We know that Reina and Bertolt and Annie have all been captured. Annie they can't communicate with. Reina and Bertolt they definitely can. I highly doubt they'll escape. And this is just going to be a big implosion is basically what we just witnessed because everything's wide open. They can go to the basement now. I mean, they can. The Beast Titan's gone. They need to get Reina and Bertolt to prison before they go down there. If Erwin is in fact dead, then Levi is of course going to become Commander Levi, and he's going to be in charge now, which also could lead to the post-credit scene that they don't want to answer to him and so on. So that also fits. I think that you kind of just have to figure out where you think the story is going to go. I highly encourage you guys to talk about that in the comments down below. You know, I think what's going to happen is that we're going to have a little bit of a grace period. We're going to go down to the basement first. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. And within the next 2 episodes, we're going to be in that basement. But after you go down in that basement, then there's going to be a grace period. Also, Eren's going to plug up the wall. The wall's going to get plugged up. And the fact that the wall's going to get plugged up is very good. Because then they're safe and no Titans can get in. And that wall's officially safe. Will they move humans back out there to live? No, of course not. The fact that they even had houses so close to the walls was a stupid thing to begin with. Obviously, years and years and years and years, and no Titans ever took down the wall, right? I get that. But I still wouldn't put homes as close to the wall, that close to the outermost wall. And the reason why I wouldn't do that is because of the fact that you never know if something's going to happen. And if something does happen, you need to be able to get people out as quickly as possible. And if a Titan breaks through a wall and there's no houses there, then you have more than enough time to evacuate. So I always thought that was kind of dumb. But now that's plugged up, so they can go and they can they plugged up the hole in the wall. Eren did, so they can go and they can go into his father's basement and find all this stuff about the Titans and probably learn who the Beast Titan is. By the way, the Beast Titan was talking about his father. So we know that the Beast Titan is a relative of Eren's because his last name is Jaeger. But the fact that the Beast Titan was talking about his father tells me that the Beast Titan might just be Eren's brother. And let's go further into this. If the Beast Titan is Eren's brother, then the Beast Titan is a result of Eren's father's research being experimented on him. I think the Beast Titan was created by Eren's father. I think, and you know what? To get even deeper into this, I think that Eren's father is on the side of the Beast Titan. There was no explanation whatsoever about why Eren's father gave Eren the ability to be a Titan. No explanation. None. Maybe, just maybe, Eren's father stands on the side against humanity. And that's why his older son, that Eren didn't even know about, was fighting on that side the whole time. And he wanted Eren to do that too. And so he sacrificed himself for Eren to be able to do that. I think that the Beast Titan is Eren's brother. I think it fits really well. I think it makes complete sense. And I don't see why it wouldn't. I think this is something that, like, if he's just some distant relative of Eren, oh my goodness, this will be one more time. I'm good. I think it's just some distant relative of Eren's. That it's it's not nearly as fun because, like, it's a distant relative that you didn't know about, and he's evil and he's against you. Of course you're not going to feel any emotional attachment at him when you're trying to kill him. But your brother might be a different story. Even though you didn't grow up with him, he's still your brother, and you might think about him as more of an equal because of that. That's a possibility. It's all there for you. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I'm going to end it here. Let me know a couple of things. One, who you think the Beast Titan is. Two, what do you think about that post-credit scene, and is it the theory I think about it, or is it maybe something way down the line still? Three, do you think Commander Erwin's alive? And I think that's about it. That's about it. I mean, you can mention a whole bunch of other things that I talked about. I still want to know how on earth they're going to be able to imprisonate Reina and Bertolt without them turning into Titans and breaking out. So little things like that, for sure. Anyway, I'm going to let this yawn out one last time. I held it in. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. This is my first Attack on Titan video on the channel. I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. When Season 3 Part 1 was airing, I thought about doing a couple of things, and I ended up never doing it. It was an unfortunate thing, but hey, I'm here now. Thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.